Oh, wow. Mhm. Wow. So, so I decided that Facebook is not really a good choice for me either. And part of the reason is because to me, I think that the whole energy behind social media, and especially websites like Facebook uh, and even Twitter, I feel like it's a lot of energy harvesting. And I also feel as though it's a lot of racism. I don't know why. I feel as though it has a lot to do with hair texture, though. For some reason, there's a apparent problem with natural hair texture. But then again, I think it also has to do with following societal rules. Mainly, I think it has a lot to do with some of these people being reptilian. So, yeah, I had went through this thing last year where I had deleted Facebook completely off of my phone. And I kept feeling this extreme negative energy while I was on Facebook or while it was on my phone. And I think that all of these social media websites are kind of evil. So my intention is to completely protect myself from the negativity that comes from social media. I think social media ruins families and relationships ultimately. It's what I think. I think it's probably a part of that artificial intelligence that I haven't gotten a chance to speak about. It was extremely frustrating deleting my original Facebook that I started years ago. Um, I had to, I was able to change my password so that I could access the accounts. But then I decided, I don't want it anymore. I never really have liked Facebook in particular. I've never liked Facebook. Um, and so my original Facebook account had a lot of pictures. And so I was able to download most of them. And I just went ahead and deleted it permanently. And then the other Facebook that I have, I went ahead and just deactivated that one so that I could keep the messenger, which eventually I'm going to completely delete that as well. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me, you have to either do it through my phone or either text message, you have to call. Okay. I'm not, I just, sometimes I think that social media is possessing people. It's so weird. It's something very deeply disturbing about how people, and even myself, I'm guilty of this as well. The only difference with me is that I'm not encyclopedia dramatica about things. I know that these demons and ghosts in these machines place people under possession. People say some of the craziest things. I don't expect you to die or kill yourself just because you made a fucking mistake. And two wrongs don't make it right. So anyway, yeah, I know it's the right decision. I did start a new Facebook. Think I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one as well. And part of the reason is because in particular Facebook specifically, okay, Facebook barely even allows people to. I think you got to be like, I think you got to sell your soul. That's what you know what I'm saying? You have to literally sell your soul, in my opinion. So it does me no good. The views that I get on YouTube, like I said, are substantial for my business. And then even sometimes with Instagram. So feels like the best decision that I've made. I even threw the cards and ancestors was cheering me on. Probably maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I disconnected from Facebook, I started getting thumpers in my root chakra, like somewhere between my root and my sacral chakra. It was so weird. And ancestors was basically saying, this is your energy returning to you, this is your essence, this is your soul, because bits and pieces and people are becoming fragmented by social. Facebook is actually not private. It's not private. People can watch what you're doing on there. People can it's just, and this is not anybody personally. These are people that you don't know primarily. What I realized several months ago was that it was so much psychic vampirism going on and energy harvesting going on. Since I have blocked off a lot of my telepathic skills as well as my empathic abilities to invaders, I have definitely noticed a huge difference in people being able to tap into my consciousness. Okay. So I decided to go ahead and just cut off Facebook completely. Completely. So everything is gone and it's really nothing. The only thing that was important was my pictures of my children, pictures of, my old pets and stuff that I had. So I did make sure that I downloaded that stuff, and I am going to actually get those pictures printed. Some of them blew up so that I can hang them on the wall like a normal person. Like it gives me nostalgia, knowing that I'm going to be ordering these photos. I'm going to do that soon. Some of them in 8 by 10, and just completely disconnect from those specific websites, in particular Facebook. Facebook is extremely racist. Facebook is racist. It is. I believe Mark Zuckerberg is a racist, personally, and I just don't agree. YouTube is different because YouTube is tied in with Google, and so I did decide to stay with YouTube. Um, for the purposes of advertising my brand. Like I said, I'm not interested in becoming a part of a community. I have like my own community that I've created. The people are not necessarily brought together as a group per se. But as far as pretty much what I am doing in advertising, this is sort of where I'm at this point. I will be on Instagram. So the way that you guys will be able to reach me, I mean, you can watch the videos on YouTube, but as far as reaching me on YouTube, people typically contact me at my business number. You can also reach me on Instagram, but like I said, I'm gonna go through all of my videos and keep what the ones that I want to keep on YouTube, and then I'm gonna delete the rest of them on this channel because I feel like it's way too much of my spiritual and mental being just out there for people to access it whenever they want it. And that's not good for somebody like me. In fact, I don't like I'm fine with my views. It's like I said, it sustains me. So, um literally it felt like something was trying to stop me from deleting that original Facebook. The original Facebook that I had a lot of pictures of my kids on it. It had a lot of pictures of me on it from several years ago. So I saved what I wanted to save. And, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to be printing those photos and stuff to actually have them printed and, not just a part of the digital world. In fact, if I could go back and do it over with, I would have never, ever, I swear to Goddess, I would have never. And this was years ago when I started putting pictures of my children on Facebook. I wish I would have never, ever done it. Specifically Facebook. Specifically Facebook. Um, it is a smorgasbord for spiritual attacks, negativity. I'm not even the type of person that's addicted to social media, but the negative energy that I could feel coming from it doesn't have nothing to do with any of my friends on there, anybody that I communicate. I think it has a lot to do with whomever is sort of running the show over on Facebook. Uh, I think that, unless somebody, and I do think that people, melanated brown people, have to be careful on those websites, especially if you have nappy hair. You can end up being a target. And I started getting targeted on Facebook years before anything on YouTube. So it ain't got nothing to do with none of that other stuff. Okay. I started getting targeted on Facebook years ago. Years ago. Uh and so I'm not even gonna really talk much about that because it's not important. The important thing is to let you guys know how you can officially reach me. I came to the decision to go ahead. I don't even want to. I'm not dealing with Facebook at all. I'm not. I really ain't. And you know what? I believe that a lot of the people that target people that are on YouTube are actually from Facebook. I believe that there's either some kind of competition or something coming from the two websites. And I do believe that youtube.com is a little bit more fairer than Facebook. And I believe that you can actually control more so the energy incoming and outgoing. Either way, I think that everybody probably at some point comes to a decision to reduce the amount of social media networks that they are on. And this is my reason for doing it. Another thing is that I just don't appreciate the fact that your stuff is not private. It's not. There's no privacy. At all. So I had kind of started feeling a little bit of anxiety, and you can tell that it is that negativity that's coming from that. I don't think that I am Mark Zuckerberg's favorite person in the world. I think that they target people on there. So, of course, there's targeting on YouTube as well. But, I think that with Facebook, and I really do hope that I want to get my kids off of there too. I don't want my kids on there. But they're grown, so they can make their own decisions. My oldest son is not on there. He has a page on there, but he never does anything on Facebook. There's like no activity on there. And so I kind of think that it's something that can be extremely toxic and poisonous. So my phone number is 770-686-7461. That's typically how a lot of people reach me, but my websites and stuff are in the video description box. Hey, Erica. Good morning. All of my contact info is in the video description box. Like I said, I am going to be uploading content to this channel, and I'm going to be uncovering some of my other videos, being very limited on showing my face on here as well, because I think that something ain't right. That's all I know, is that just something just don't seem right about any of it. And I do believe that there are a lot of people that can become either temporarily or permanently demonically possessed from these particular social media websites. Yeah. So, and that's where I'm at. You know what? And last year I hated Facebook. I went through this period where I was just like, I don't even want it on my phone. I still have Messenger on my phone because I want to make sure that I can still reach my daughters, but pretty soon I'm going to completely phase out Facebook Messenger as well completely, and get my thoughts and consciousness off of Facebook Messenger as well. But you notice that Twitter is gone from the video description box as well. Every time I create a Twitter, somebody tries to hack into it every single time. It is so weird. Yeah, well, Erica, that makes a lot of sense. I hate Facebook. That's why I have two pages. You got two Facebook. Oh, you mean that you have a separate page personally, and then you have a Facebook page for your family? You know what? I'm sorry, for business. I get people doing that, but technically, like, I think that it's a scam personally. I remember I was paying for some ads on Facebook, and it just seemed like to me that it was just like I was just paying for nothing. And, so especially I feel like for witches, and especially for some of us, for some of the witches, they are discriminating against us. There's an apparent, yeah, yeah. And see, I don't want it at all. Like, it hasn't necessarily been worth it for me. And I've kind of noticed that I'm sort of hidden on Facebook, and that's not the result of witchcraft. That's not the result of a hater. That's the result of maybe the owners don't agree with my ancestors. Yeah. Instagram is a little bit different. I do want to convert over to Instagram, but this is pretty much, how it's going to be. A lot of people contact me on Etsy, okay, because you can actually message me on Etsy. I don't know if you have to place an order. No, you can contact me, I think. I think you can text me on Etsy, but, you know. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And even though I don't even really enjoy Facebook too much because it's too much information. It's TMI. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's toxic. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily the people on there that are toxic. Um although there are people that go through toxic stuff, I think that it has something to do with the developers and that whole thing to where, I feel like being watched by demons and aliens or something on there. Like, it's weird. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to be converting. Well, not converting, but I'm going to be sort of using Facebook, not Facebook, using YouTube and Instagram. And then of course my Google Voice number. I can't get rid of Google Voice because then that would make it too easy for scammers to scam with my name and my videos and stuff, because spirits alerted me to that. Certain people, even people in different countries, using my information and my videos to scam people. hmm So, and you know what irritated me about Facebook is complete strangers that you don't know popping up in your inbox at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning from other countries, and just weirdness. And it just, I was like, oh God, I can't do this anymore. So I had to get up out of there. Felt like, I feel like directly, like literally directly, my energy was being harvested from Facebook.com. Okay. So that's what made me make the decision. And then also, I'm not even going to go there. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't, because when you talk about that stuff, you sometimes give it power. My ancestors are protecting me and my loved ones from all of that. I just wish I could, like I said, I wish I could get my kids off of there, you know. And so that's pretty much where I'm at with that. I was gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get into the new Facebook that I created and go ahead and delete that too. Because yeah, me and Facebook don't get along. Yeah, yeah, I hate that. I hate that. Somebody that I don't know just popping up. Uh-uh. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Just unfamiliar people energetically, like even my clients are sort of like, they are sort of, hold on, y'all. My clients have a sort of like a connection with me. My clients are like my familiars. Oh, Ziana, so I'm not leaving YouTube, but I am going to be turning away completely from all of the groups, and just the whole group mentality thing. Yeah, I'm completely putting all that on ignore. But I'll still be here. Facebook, I decided to leave Facebook instead. Facebook doesn't really, like I said, I'm more blacklisted on Facebook than I am on YouTube. Okay, YouTube is a little bit more, it provides a lot more traffic. And then also another thing, I don't have to leave YouTube. I can create another channel somewhere else, which is more than likely what I'm going to end up having to do. And I won't advertise it on this one, obviously. And then it also won't be Tarot Queen Jamila or High Priestess Jamila. Because of the obvious. But I'll still do content for this channel. Like I said, this is my channel that I built. This is my baby, and I don't abandon my babies. So, but I do want to do that just so that I can get a break from the evil eye, and trust and believe that evil eye is factually on Facebook. Okay. And they do get upset when you talk about things like that. They start to try to attack. I got these binding jars over here that work exceptionally well to block them out, because that's how they get in. They get in through your mind. So that's just where that's at. Yeah, I know that it kind of seemed like it's like, damn, she did this yesterday. That's she doing. That was because I had this epiphany about Facebook, and it was so weird. And like, honestly, probably about 10 to 15 minutes after I deactivated my Facebook, all of a sudden I started getting this thumping. It was like thump, 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 thump. So weird. Through the card, Spirit said that's a good sign. That's a good start. Because I believe that they definitely and absolutely, I believe that it's an energy harvesting thing. And some of us that are from certain bloodlines got to be real, real careful. Okay, and then also all social media networks have their sacrifices. All of them do. You have to protect yourself from their intent. For example, on Facebook, remember when it was that time period where there was a bunch of people that was killing each other, killing themselves on Facebook? So I'm not saying that those people weren't mentally ill, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's kind of one of those things that make you go, yeah. Yeah, Facebook, they've had me blacklisted for a few years now. So, probably for like several years. Mark Zuckerberg and his minions do not like Jamila. Okay. I don't like them either. Because they clearly, it just, and it wouldn't be worth it. Basically, as far as for business purposes, now my Tarot Queen Jamila page that I did have on my old Facebook, there were like a bunch of people trying to contact me on there last year, and I was not on that Facebook. And I went back and checked it. It was a whole bunch of messages. And by the time I had gotten the messages, people had probably had moved on. Or either they found another way to contact me. But, I just, yeah, it just, I don't, I'm done with it. I want to, I want to get back to living real life before the social media apocalypse. Blog loving and Fat Life. Oh, wow. Fat Life? You're on Fat Life, Ziana? Freaky deaky. I'm not on Fat Life, okay? Yeah. And you know what? That's probably the reason why spirits don't really like for me to be dancing on camera, because they don't want me putting my sexual energy out there. Sometimes putting your sexual energy out there is not necessarily a good thing. But I think I don't think that there's anything sexual necessarily about dancing. I think that there's something sensual about it. I think that dancing is healing. So, you know, and I think it's good for people to dance. I think that dancing is good for the soul. It's what connects you with the ancestors. Okay. So, but that is where I am at. How y'all been doing? How's y'all Tuesday morning going? I know mine is going kind of strange and weird. Like I said, this thumping that began to happen, it was so weird. It was right at my root chakra. And I think that the people that own that website, Facebook, are reptilians or something. That's what I think. At any rate, that's where we at. And so, oh, did you? You deleted your Facebook? You just, oh, Zaina, you're so sweet. Well, I decided to delete it. Spirit said, just get rid of it. And I wanted to last year, like I said, because I was just like, God. And it's just, something was just trying to pull my energy from that website. And it ain't got nothing to do with, some of these other folk. It has a lot to do with the bigger higher ups. So I keep my protection up. And I'm gonna try to talk my daughters into leaving Facebook completely. I think that people track you through Facebook. Some of the strangest things have sort of began to happen on Facebook. And I think that they hack into people's minds. You always delete it, then sign back in. I'm not, like I said, a lot of people that I'm cool with on Facebook, like, I enjoy their posts, but it felt like some kind of goddamn demon then took over that website. Facebook is very demonic. Very demonic. It is. So, and like I said, I don't need it. Okay. And I mean, as far as YouTube trolls, if I ever felt the need, I could just shut down the comment section. Problem solved. If I felt, and from here on out, like like at certain times of the year, I'm going to do that periodically and regularly because at certain times of the year, especially around the holidays, people get depressed, people get crazy, people start to troll more often. They do for some reason. And it just gets crazy. And I don't want all that extra stuff, and I've had a lot of blips in reality, like, certain things that are just a total non-reality manifesting and just knowing where that comes from and, just getting sick and tired of dealing with it. I done got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, and if I start having issues on Instagram, which I've never had any issues on Instagram, but if I do, boop, I'm out, you know. Which I doubt it very seriously that will happen. So anyway, that's just about it. And I'm gonna go, y'all. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meditate. is what I am about to do, and drink me some tea. I got some lemon ginger tea over here that I'm about to drink. And so I will catch y'all later. Then also, I need a break from social media. I need a break from YouTube. I do. I need a break. You know, I don't really need I don't need a break from the actual website itself, but just as far as the drama. Yeah, sometimes drama can be worth it. Sometimes it's not. Okay, especially when it turns into a feeding frenzy. That's pretty much what happens. If you address anything on YouTube, it turns into a feeding frenzy. Basically, is what ends up happening. And so I just, yeah, not cool with it at all. I got way too much stuff that I got to use my energy for real, like clients. I have a huge ritual that I have to do for a client, so I'm going to get plenty of rest for the next couple of days. Yeah. So anyway, blessings to all of my lovers on here that love me, and hopefully I don't, like I said, I don't think of these people as enemies. I just see them as demonically possessed. Okay. And again, I don't think I'm any better than anybody else, because there have been times when I have been under certain possession. Yeah. And simply because I'm a medium. But again, my spirits are blocking out a lot of that stuff. Actually, 99.9% of parasites are being blocked. So, all right, y'all. I gotta go. See y'all later. Love and light. Good vibes to you too, Zaina. Have a good day.